Is it possible to farm 1 million potatoes in Minecraft in just 100 days? Now, you may be thinking to yourself, hey, well other people like Redcrap have already done that kind of thing. Heck, he even got to 10 million melons all by himself. But there are two things. Firstly, the drop rate. Redcrap farmed melons, which have a higher drop rate by about 1 crop per harvest. Secondly, melons have much more efficient farm designs, which make obtaining them a lot easier. And so, we set out on our journey for 1 million potatoes in 100 days. In a village, that is perfect. We're actually going to be speedrunning for the first bit of the challenge so that we can, get elytra, we can fly around, and then also we're going to be looting the end cities for the gear so that we don't have to go mining and enchanting to actually get good stuff.
Later.
No, wait. Okay, I'm fine. Oh, I died. Well, I mean, it's not the end of the world, I can just remake the world and go again. And so, on attempt 8, okay. Where am I? Oh, there is a fortress there. Okay, I'm gonna head on this way. Okay, I can just... That was weird. We're in. Here's piglin brutes. Okay, do not kill me. Do not kill me. Do not kill me. Do not kill me. Wow, okay. That was stressful. Get these. Okay. Wait. Do not kill me. Do not kill me. Ooh, okay. What do I take? So much obsidian, wow. Gotta grab some gold. Okay, we're gonna try and make it down the whole way. Oh my gosh, you were not meant to get me. Oh my gosh. Why did that scare me so much? Oh my gosh, that is way too close to me. Oh, that can't be the reason I die. Oh. Okay, I lived. No, do not hit me. Okay, do I have to really kill you? All your brethren. And these can't even hit me, right? They definitely can. Ooh, smite 5. And so, after a bit more trading, I had enough pearls to move on to the fortress, which we had seen earlier. And then, we were on to the blazers, which we needed to kill for blaze powder, which we could combine with the ender pearls from the bastion to make Eyes of Ender, so that we could make our way to the end. Let's go. 35-minute entry. Please be able to kill it. Oh my gosh. I did it. I actually did it. And just as I was about to set off to go finding elytras, I realized... Oh, I didn't get gunpowder. I don't have any rockets. I'm actually so stupid. I'm completely unprepared. But we set off anyways and found our first city, which just so happened to contain a ship. Oh my gosh, okay. Just let me in. Okay, wow. We've got the Elytra, officially. And I forgot to actually take any rockets. I don't really want to waste durability. Depth Strider, Curse of Vanishing. And so, due to our lack of rockets, we're going home early. But first, just quickly stopping off to take our Dragon Egg with us. The first item on my list, now that I was back in the overworld, was to make an iron farm, so that I can make a chest top of storage large enough to actually fit the 1 million potatoes. After being attacked by a horde of zombies, I finally had the farm working. And riding that success, I decided I would make a wool farm. Now, this entire time I've been playing on 1.21.1 for a reason. That reason is because just one version later, on 1.21.2, string dupers are patched, and therefore cannot be used. One major drawback of this version, however, is the fact that Leeds, an amazing method of transporting villagers and mobs alike, requires a slime ball in its crafting recipe. Now, slime balls are incredibly difficult to obtain. However, for the time being, I had to cut my losses and bask in the greatness of this string duper that will allow me to make stacks upon stacks of wool, which we will need for the construction of our potato factory. Luckily, it's a very easy build, and so I finished making it pretty quickly. After finishing that off, I decided to go and look for some more gear in the end, now that I had access to firework rockets. Go home. Now it was time to build our first somewhat proper potato farm. This would also actually double as our automatic villager breeder, so that our potato factory will have workers farming the potatoes for us. Next item on the list was a wood farm. We already had an iron farm for the hoppers, but we also needed wood for all the chests required, and so I decided to make Squilly's simple wood farm. After all of that, it is now time to actually start farming potatoes. Now, for our intended farm to work as quickly as possible, we are going to need to fill the villagers' inventories. Villagers have 8 slots in their inventory, which means to fill it, all you need to do is give them a stack of potatoes, followed by 7 renamed breads. And thus, they won't go farming 8 stacks of potatoes themselves, and the potatoes will instead drop onto the floor and be picked up by a hopper minecart system. And so, without further ado, let's get into building this farm. This villager, however, did not have an empty inventory, and was unfortunately sent away. His replacement was much better, and took all the given items. After planting all the potatoes, I finally set off the hopper minecart to start the collection of our potatoes, and finish the first layer of our potato factory. Of course, to store all the 1 million potatoes, we need a very large chest hopper storage area, and so I improvised on the suggested storage system, in turn fixing the issue where potatoes would actually get stuck in the hoppers. Now, I would have kept on building more layers for the potato factory, however, at this point I had actually run into my first problem, resources. More specifically, a lack of both gold and redstone, and so I went mining. This was a decent temporary solution and allowed me to build another couple of layers of the potato factory. However, I needed a quicker way of getting those resources, and so I turned to YouTube and found a very good gold farm to build. However, unfortunately, I was unable to find a good redstone farm that could be easily made, and so I decided to simply double down on mining for the redstone. Firstly, I needed to actually build a gold farm. After a little bit of waiting, the zombified piglins started flowing in, as did the gold. A couple stacks of gold blocks later, along with a little more redstone mining, I would finally have the resources needed to just continue building layer after layer of the potato factory until the challenge was done. However, it was at this point when I realized there was a bit of a problem. This farm design wasn't making enough potatoes to get us to 1 million potatoes by day 100. And so it was time to start building a manual farm with the hopes to actually make it to our goal of not only getting 1 million potatoes, but also getting 1 million subscribers. Subscribe now, thank you. Anyways, I built another 4 layers of the manual potato farm and began actually farming. However, as the crops from the next section hadn't grown yet, I decided to expand the manual farm outward, so that I can in theory keep on infinitely farming the potatoes from the start until the end. However, after a couple more harvests, I had a bit of a change of heart. I wanted to make an easier farm design. This farm design. Currently, farming with the manual farm was pretty annoying, as you'd have to set a very precise yaw to be able to place the potatoes along a long line, and farming the potatoes was equally as inefficient. Instead, I decided to build a farm which would allow me to farm and place a bunch of potatoes at one singular unchanging yaw value, which wouldn't have to be redone every 5 seconds. In theory, it would be amazing. Keyword theory. This farm was quite rather the opposite of amazing. Half of the potatoes just refused to grow because they were too far out of the render distance. The potatoes fell weirdly into the water, which made picking them up a whole lot harder. It was a pain to build and overall just a complete nightmare. Regardless, I pushed through and made a couple more of these farms and continued with the farming. And then I made another change, just before the end of the challenge. For a little longer, I ran the new contraption I'd made and farmed some more on the manual farms. And soon, days seemed to merge into one another, eventually caught up with us in the end of day 99. We are now waiting for the sun to go up, to rise on day 100. 100 days. Okay, hold on. We need to open to LAN, allow commands. Oh my gosh. /tick, freeze. Oh my gosh, okay. We need to now go through all of these chests and get every single bit of potato. So, let's go. Okay, that is every single potato picked up. And so now we only have the final thing to check. When we click this button, we're going to see whether we got to 1 million potatoes or not. In 3, 2, 1. 500,000? No! You're kidding me. We got halfway there. Oh my god. No. We were so close. We were halfway there. And we had like a bunch of troubles with this. This didn't really work. Oh my gosh. I manually farmed. And yeah, I failed. But I know I can get to 1 million potatoes if I try again. So if you want to see that happen, be sure to leave a like and please subscribe, as this video took way too long to make. The video project started over 6 months ago.